大家好，这是电鱼，欢迎回来。我们继续《最终幻想12》这款游戏的视频攻略。我们现在在王都，需要做的是，应该是往草原这个方向走。那我们需要走很长一段时间。在这之前呢，我想先去看一下，那个装备，武器装备。应该是武器店，我看它武器店有没有什么新的东西。长弓，剁碎者，小鸟丸。哇，真的好贵啊！十字弓，没有什么可买的东西。我们再去道具店看一下。看看补充一下道具。高级治疗剂，高级治疗剂多买几个吧。这是什么？哦，发亮的东西没有用。我看看还有没有什么魔法的地方呢？防具，这是防具。看一下防具店。在出发之前呢，尽量装备一些好的东西。战功棒，哇，真的好贵呀，都。这些东西都非常的贵。为什么我现在钱这么少？等一下，我看一下，确保一下我的队员是不是装备的都是最强的装备。魔法店， 看他的魔法，劲风重力。基本上，时空魔战士，时空魔法。没有什么太多的魔法需要购买，那么我们就走了。下雨了。对不起，刚才接了个电话，所以需要就掐了一下，看一看我怎么走。其实我可以直接逃走了。有的就不需要打，就可以先直接跑了。敌人这么多。哇，这是什么？这什么怪物？还没打过，试一下。 经验还挺多的。就是这个，这可以练急用。到了一个平原，往哪里走呢？没有地图啊！哇！现在不知道该往哪里走。看一下正确不正确。这个地方我不确定是不是正确的路。哇，这敌人很强啊！赶紧逃吧！我感觉这个地方走错了。想一想怎么走。 哇，这里的怪物都很厉害啊！这里是走错了，哇！赶紧逃！这还有一条路。我战斗成员藏起来，一个人跑。哦，存储点，太好了，保存一下。不知道哪可以弄到这个地图的完整地图，那现在好像应该是去一个什么村落啊，但是现在找不着这个村落。啊，反方向？不会吧？不会吧？白走了。真的是白走了。现在没有时间去练级、练怪，我是先找到那个草原，不是那个村落。先找到村落再说，继续一下剧情。好，找到这个村落了。地图上，哇，这么贵！贵也买吧。因为感觉没有地图的话，真的是非常的别扭。舍血本也要买，哼。这是什么？哦，陆行鸟。看一下，现在就可以，应该就能看到整个地图了。 要在村子里找人吗？看一下。好像都不是啊。这是道具商，看一下他这里有什么东西。他这里边好像武器也是不少的，这里的武器好像很多。现在没有钱买。与最长老见面，哼。
This nethicite. You have used it.
It was not I who used it. Indeed, I had hoped you could show me how. Thus I've come.
You do not know the workings of the stone. Then we are no different.
What?
In ages past, the gods made a gift of nethicite to my people. But the manner of its use eluded us. Displeased by our failure, the gods took back their stones. They chose instead to give them to a Yum king. Called the Dynast King, he used the nethicite's power to bring peace to a troubled time. It is a curious thing. Though the blood of King Wraithwolf flow through your veins, you cannot wield nethicite.
Cannot wield it? So then, am I to understand you can't tell me how to use the stone?
Though it shame me so to admit, here before me stands a descendant of the Dynast King himself, and I can accord her no help at all. Still, even if you knew how to use the nethicite, you would find it of small avail. The mist collected in the stone over ages past is lost, and with it, the stone's power. It will be your posterity who wield the stone in ages yet to come. This stone is devoid of power, empty, yet full of thirst. a terrible longing to drink the world dry. The power of men and of magic, of good and of evil. It is often those who desire Nethicite whom the Nethicite itself desires.
Larsa? To Baromi says.
I say we ought leave tomorrow. I was going to wait for my escort to return, but meeting you here has presented a great opportunity. This terrible war can be stopped, but I will need your help to do so.
A war?
You know the Marquis Ondor leads a group of insurgents. Your pardon. He leads a large resistance force against the Empire. Lady Ash, neither of our countries can afford this now. The Rosarian Empire would stir. They would aid the resistance and use this aid as a pretext to declare war on Arcadia, and Arcadia would have no choice but to answer. Lady Ash, let us go to Bur Omases. With the blessing of His Grace, the Grand Kiltius Anastasis, you may rightly wear your crown and declare the restoration of the Kingdom of Dalmasca. As Queen, you can call for peace between the Empire and Dalmasca and stop Marquis Ondor.
For peace? How dare you say that? The Empire attacked us, stole all we hold dear, and you would have me save them from war?
Dalmasca would be the battlefield. What if Nethicite were used on Rabanasta? You know my brother would do this. Forgive me. I presumed overmuch. I could think of no other way to avoid bloodshed. If you cannot trust me, then please, take me as your hostage.
Rustler.
You saw him, didn't you? Like at the King's tomb.
So you did see him too. But why?
It's strange. Before, I didn't even know what you looked like. And the prince? I barely knew there was a prince. Who knows? Maybe the person I saw was my brother.
Bosch told me about him.
He enlisted right at the end. But for what? He knew he couldn't win.
To protect something.
How can he protect anything when he's dead? Was it different for Prince Rastler? Did that make sense? Hating the Empire, getting revenge, it's all I ever thought about. But I never did anything about it. I mean, I realized there was nothing I could do. It made me feel hollow, alone. And then, I'd miss my brother. I'd say stuff like, I'm gonna be a sky pirate, or some other stupid thing. Just anything to keep my mind off it. I was running away. I needed to get away from his death. That's why I followed you. You know what? I'm through with it. I'm through running. I'm ready to find my purpose. To find some real answers. Some reasons. If I stick with you, I think I will.
I wish I knew.
I'll find him.
I will accompany you to Mount Baromises.
I had hoped you'd say yes. I'm glad.
My heart is not set. I still have questions. I hope to find answers along the way.
I had other reason to invite you. There is someone I'd like you to meet waiting on Baromises.
Who is that?
An enemy, and an ally also. You will just have to wait and see for yourself.
That Larsa likes his secrets.
He does not mean ill by it.
He's not bad. At least for an Imperial.
Holy Mount Baromises stands at the northern end of the Yacht Remuda. Once we're in Yacht, we need not fear pursuit by their airships.
Don't get your hopes up. You remember the Leviathan sailed straight over the Yacht Yensa, right up to Wraithel's tomb. Skystone that works even in Yacht. You know Nethersight's behind it. Little wonder they're so keen on the stuff.
And what is it you're after, Balthier? You're a welcome hand and a great aid, but why?
Worried I'm out to steal the Nethersight, eh? Can't say I'm unaccustomed to people doubting my intentions. Nothing could be further from my mind. Shall I swear by your sword or some such?
Apologies. But I needed to know where you stand. Her Majesty depends on you, and you seem to have an interest in the stone.
I'm only here to see how the story unfolds. Any self-respecting leading man would do the same.
拉萨加入客座角色。杀手弓，免费借给我，哇，这么好，够仗义。我看一下我队里都有谁。好，那么。看一下25级，哇，这么高，这个小孩儿。好，那么我们今天这个视频就先做到这里，然后我们稍后回来再见，谢谢大家收看。